There he is. Welcome back to the Create Your Own Power podcast. We are live right now. It is our first time on the new StreamYard. First time as Create Your Own Power, not Two Dudes, Three Legs, the rebranding. And we got our boy.
I'm nervous. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't
Look
know.
at that, dude.
Live.
He's
Oh
imitating.
We got our boy Brendan Whiten, and he's blowing up right now. How are you, Brendan? Good to see you.
Dude, fucking phenomenal, brother. Grateful to be here, man. Love your guys' energy, dude. So always great to see you guys.
You as well. We met a few.
It all started when we were. Where did we were at the Volt conference?
The Volt conference.
2023.
2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went up. We met Andy Elliott right before he gave PBD the watch, and I think Andy gave. We gave.
You weren't at 2023 though, no?
No,
dude, I wasn't there. No, yeah. But Andy got a picture with you guys, and he texted me. He goes, "Hey, call these dudes." And I think that's how it started, bro.
I remember. I went back to the room.
Phoenix, had a podcast.
Yeah.
And what happened the next day of that podcast?
Oh, I got married the day after.
We woke up in Phoenix on Tony's wedding and flew back to New York for Tony to get married 3 hours after he landed.
That was crazy.
That's when I knew Tony was a savage.
You should not take red-eye flights to your wedding.
That was a bad one. That's absolute insane story, but terrible idea.
Bro, the flight to New York from Arizona is terrible, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
any red-eye is typically terrible.
Dude, a 6 hour red-eye, dude, that's some crazy shit right there. You gotta really love somebody to do that.
Yeah, well, that's who you marry typically.
Yeah.
All right. So you're obviously working with Andy Elliott now. You've been crushing it. You guys have been crushing it at the Volt Conference. Speaking of it, you just had 143 people there. I think 144 people at the Volt Conference.
Yeah.
So what's it been like? You've been with Andy Elliott a year or two now. What's it been like working with Andy? Tell the people what it's like working with a guy like that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this first and foremost, so that we don't sugarcoat this shit right here. Being a part of a great team is never easy. So, like, you're going to have, like I always say this, right? Life is so 1 + 1 = 2 until you include a bunch of people and human beings that have emotions and urges and things like this, right? And feelings. So, has it been easy? Hell no, dude. We've been dragged. We're trying to change people's lives. Anytime you go after a big vision, you're bound to get hated on a lot. You're bound to get attacked. It's gonna happen. So I've been through everything with Andy, bro. Like, I've been able to see the highs, the lows, all of that stuff. But like, beyond it just being hard, it's been the most fulfilling journey ever. It's been a journey of constant self-development.
Well, I want a little bit of storyline here. What were you doing before you met Andy? How did you meet Andy? And then tell us about your introduction to working with him.
Yeah, dude, for sure. So prior to meeting Andy, I'll tell you who I was, okay? So I grew up in a small town in Illinois, crazy ass, parents and circle and all that stuff. So bad influences growing up, drugs, alcohol, everything you can imagine. So I go to high school and I played basketball. That was my sport. Zach saw me. I hooped up one of his boys and at the Vault. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what he's talking about.
No, but you know how it is.
I got my money on Jackson, by the way.
Oh, you do, dude.
Yeah.
See, we're gonna have to run a game, bro.
Okay.
Kids are balling.
But you know what it is. When you play basketball, dude, whenever you see another basketball player, you immediately imagine like you got a ball in your hands. You're like fucking Euro stepping people and shit. But anyways, I played basketball, dude, and that was my way out. That was my first way out. I always knew I needed a way out of where I was at, because I knew that if I stayed in that circle that I was in, I was going to ruin my life. So I went and played basketball. I got a scholarship to play D2. I go out there, and you got to think, I'm 17. Put yourself in my shoes for a minute. I'm 17 years old. I just graduated high school. Got a scholarship, came from nothing, grew up super poor. I mean, never had more than like $5 in my hand. So I go to college, and I got what's around me? Women, parties, all this stuff, like guys who want to party. So I start getting into that stuff, right? Well, before I know it, dude, I'm just a freaking drug addict, drinking every day, all this stuff, right? So about 3 months into college, I drop out of college. And
3
I'm like,
months in? That's got to
yeah,
be a record.
bro, 3 months in, I'm like, I'm going to drop out of college and I'm going to go be a motherfucking entrepreneur. So I drop out and I'm like, well, I got all this free time now. What am I going to do now? And once I got all that free time, dude, I just started doing drugs. I got bored. I started partying. I went down that whole rabbit hole and I hit rock bottom when I was at 20 years old, dude. I had like, done all this crazy shit, been arrested, all this stuff. And then at 20, I went to a bar one night and I'm with my buddies and they're like, dude, I'm here with my general manager. I just started selling cars. He's over at the bar. So I was like, no way. I need a job, bro. What does it pay? They're like $3-4 grand a month on a salary. So I walk up to the manager and I'm like, hey man, I want a job. He's like, you got a driver's license? I was like, yeah, luckily. And he's like, all right, you're hired. So I started selling cars. 6 months goes by. I'm doing average at best. I'm like debating on quitting the whole time. By 6 months in, the guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, you're a failure. You're not going to make it here. We're going to put a minimum quota on you. You got to sell 8 cars this month or we're going to fire you. And when he said that to me, bro, it took me back to when I used to sell, like when I used to play basketball and someone would shit talk me. And I was like, this motherfucker fucked up. I'm going to burn this guy's eyes out. So I go home and I'm like, I have the best idea I've ever had. I looked up on YouTube how to sell more cars. And then the first thing that pops up,
best idea.
dude, the first thing that pops up is Andy Elliott with a receding hairline before he shaved his head. And I'm like, dude, this shit exists. There's a guy who literally puts out all the answers to the test, like how to overcome objections, the sales process, all this stuff. So I got obsessed. That month, I sold 25 cars. I made 10 grand.
Holy shit.
Top salesman in the whole dealership. And I took that check home and dude, literally it changed my life forever. I called my girlfriend that night. We had just gotten together. And I said, dude, life's about to get crazy. I said, I will never go back. I said, and you know what I told her? I said, I bet you I'll make at least 100 grand this year. Cause I know for sure I'm never going to do worse than I was before. Well, I didn't make 100 grand that year. I made like 200. Right. Mm. So I go on, I make 200. Later on in that year, I called Andy up and I was like, dude, you changed my life. Your YouTube's insane. He's, Andy, he's like, all right, here's what we're going to do, bro. You're going to pay me 10 grand. You're going to fly out here. We're going to spend the day together. I'm going to show you how to go even to the next level. And then we're going to make you the top 1% salesman in the whole world. And I'm like, bet, let's do it. So I fly out here, come to like 3-4 events. I scaled to making about 30 grand a month selling cars. And then March of 2022 was when Andy hired me. He called me one day. He's like, hey, you and your girl ever thought of moving to Arizona? And I was like, dude, you say the word, I'm in, bro. I'll quit my job tomorrow. So he's like, you're hired. I walk in, I quit my job. My manager who hired me was like, you're quitting and you're making 30 grand a month to go sell courses. And he's like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make money like you're making here. And I was like, you know what? I needed you to tell me that. Because that's always when I do my best is when people tell me that I'm not going to fucking make it. So I moved out here for 3 to 6 months. I ate shit. I ate ramen noodles, slept on a mattress, freaking went broke, leveraged credit. But about month 4, 5, and 6, it was like, bam, you build a customer base. You start taking care of people. You start showing people you can get them results. And that was almost 3 years ago. So since then,
where are you at now? What's your life look like now 3 years in?
3 years in, I mean, shit, dude, freaking, top salesman. Right here, got our little Daytona Rolly.
What are the specifics on that? Top salesman for what? Quarter, year, all time ever? What?
Yeah, so ever since I got here, there's a lot of guys on our team. We got a badass team, bro. Like the hardest part about being on our team is like you can't have an ego because you will get your ass kicked sometimes, even if you're a badass. That's what it's like when there's alphas on the team, right? So my whole team, shout out to the whole team, like they're all fucking badass. But since I got here, I've been chasing these guys are twins, right? The Macklin twins. So, I told them from day one, I said, dude, one of these months I'm going to beat you guys. It's going to happen because I've been building a pipeline and I've been taking really good care of people. And month of July, I'm a spiff guy. And I tell any sales leader that if they want to like see their team unlock a new level, you got to give them a spiff. And you can't be a bitch. You can't be like, hey guys, I'm giving away a $500 gift card. You got to be like, dude, I'm going to give away a motherfucking Rolly, bro. At least that worked. That's what worked for me. So
you've given away 2 so far.
Dude, I love that shit. Like, I hate leaders that have a scarcity mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be fucking crazy with your spiffs and what you're willing to give away. But month of July, just a couple of months ago, Andy goes, all right, guys, for the month of July, the winner is going to get a freaking $50,000 Rolex. And I was like, all right, this is my month. And then literally smashed it, you know, last day of the month, took a freaking leap on everybody. They never saw it coming. You know, I'll tell you one thing about me. Like, Andy calls me the Velvet Hammer because I'm like a quiet ass dude. I'm very cool, calm, collected. You don't catch me at the events like screaming and shit. But like, I love to surprise people, bro. I love that shit.
Velvet Hammer.
I like it.
And dude, when he said that, he told a guy that he's like, we're at an event. He's like, hey, that's my Velvet Hammer right there. I was like, dude, I like that shit, man. I'll take that. Let's go. You know
all right. Speaking of being number one, right now you're blowing up on Instagram and on social media for a slightly different reason. You're on what's it, Baller Buster? I think is the name of the page, right?
Yeah.
What that means is that you've officially you have a new certification as you're officially an online guru.
Yes.
That's what that means.
Yes, been working on that one for a minute, bro.
So what happened? To explain the video, because the video is actually interesting. Give us the context to that video of why you went viral and why it started. Like, give us the actual thing you said in that video.
Dude, what a fucking great question, first of all. So I'll give you, you know what's so cool about this? And I had like a handful of people from my team call me the day that got posted. And they were like, dude, the craziest part is like, this is 100% legitimate a story. So the background, and obviously I'm not going to put the client on blast, right? I'm not going to shit talk the client, but we went into business with a guy. And see, I think what these guys don't understand is how much money companies are willing to invest into coaching, branding, things like that. Like, obviously none of these guys have ever owned a successful company before. Just putting that out there. You know what I'm saying? So this company signs up to pay us $20,000 a month. Matter of fact, it was a lot more than that. They had potential to scale. But I was good buddies with the owner for 2-3 years. And when we went into business, he just had a scarcity mindset. He was always complaining. We were always over delivering. Every touch point, we were over delivering on him. And it was never good enough. And he would always say condescending things about our brand and all this stuff. And one day he calls me with a complaint. And I said, you know what, dude? How about this? How about you go work with somebody else and you just do you and we'll just do our thing? Because it seems like there's always a problem. And I know you guys can resonate. You've probably dealt with somebody like that before. That's just cancerous, right? And so I go, dude, how about you just go do your own thing? And all of a sudden he freaks out. He's like, dude, there's no way you can cancel this agreement. You're going to keep taking my money and we're going to keep doing business and you're going to keep promoting me and you're going to keep training my team. And I said, the hell I am. I said, dude, you've messed up, man. I've warned you a couple of times that like, I'm not going to do business with you. I want to do business with people I want to do business with. So I go, I'm canceling the contract. Have a good one. Well, when that video got filmed, the video that dropped on Baller Busters, I went out to train another sales team and I was telling them, dude, you got to fire people if they don't align with your core values. Like in coaching, especially, you don't take money from people you don't like. Like it never turns out good because you'll always resent the client and they'll always resent you. And it's just kind of weird, right? It's a coaching thing. And look, people have a hard time believing that because they're like, dude, 20 grand a month. Come on, bro. I got accounts that pay more. I got accounts that are much more enjoyable to work. People that are much more enjoyable to work with. Like that's just kind of the way it is. But I filmed it. I dropped it. And then of all the videos I've been posting, I mean, I say some crazy shit. I didn't think that one would make it on Baller Busters, but I was pretty pumped up to find out and that it got posted. I'm blocked, so I can't even see it. But one of my buddies on my team called me and he was like, dude, you made it, bro. Congrats. And I was like, no shit, what happened? And then he kind of gave me the scoop on it. So
I saw your reply back to them on there saying that. So on that same note, it seems to me like you get, well, it's not to me. It seems like you get a lot of fucking hate in the comments too. How do you deal with it?
Dude, I'll be honest with you, bro. It affects me. I'm gonna steal a page from PBD's book.
Yep.
You guys are familiar with this. It affects me about this much. dude, listen, you got to understand, like these guys are they're softies. Okay, they have like very soft skin. Like I got thick skin. Okay, like regardless of what people say, I was in the car business for 3 years. I got shit on every single day. I worked 7 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day, and I like got put through the mud. And also like my background, bro. Like I grew up around, freaking the craziest shit you could ever imagine. My house burned down when I was 12 years old. My house was victim of arson. I've been through some crazy shit. The last thing that's going to make me stop is someone online with no profile picture with the username Barney123 saying that I don't have a six pack, or saying that I'm freaking, saying that I'm freaking a scammer. Like that's the last thing that's going to stop me. So here's what I do. And I just made a video about this. I have a rule in life. I only take advice from people who are where I want to be. So if I look at somebody and I'm like, dude, well, all these guys in the comments, I'm like, well, it's kind of interesting you're saying that because you're not a millionaire yet. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a millionaire, I might take your advice. Multi-millionaire, great family life, shredded. I might take your advice.
Somebody put a fire comment up trying to defending you, and it was like, you got to be. It said like, in order to pull you down, it's got to come from below you, and it's like, that's spot on.
Yeah, and look, dude. Like
I don't understand what those fucking people are doing all day, where they got to like get online and just. Some of that shit is vicious. I was reading it. It's pretty fucking crazy. Dude, I've gotten some myself from the YouTube channel and shit, but like, I don't understand why. And
you know what? By the way, I actually invite it. Like I actually target it. I actually want the hate because it helps the algorithm. I don't know any successful person who's never got hated on. I don't know a single one. And look, I'm smart with pattern recognition. Yeah. So I was here. You got to remember, like I started working here when Andy had 25,000 Instagram followers, and now he's got about 100x more. He's got 2.5 million. Dude, you know what started to happen right before he blew up? Bro, you're freaking a scammer. Bro, you're freaking calling people out. You're mean, dude. You freaking should be in jail. Like all this shit. And then guess what? One day, bam, blows up. Well, world-renowned speaker. So like. No publicity is bad publicity, dude. I'll take all the attention anybody wants to.
Sounds like you're up next. All right, I got a quick question though, because for my own curiosity, we came out to the Lions Den. We got to see it. We met all the boys.
Yeah.
How many hours a week are you spending there?
That's a good question. So I would say I'm here at the office probably 40, 50 hours a week.
Okay.
Because I like to work. I travel a lot, and I also like to work from home a lot. But I'm in the office anytime our newer guys are here. Like anytime the whole team's here, I'm here because I want to contribute to the energy of the company. So like I want to be in there. I want to be like making noise, closing deals, ringing the bell, encouraging everybody and all that stuff. But I also work from home, also travel 2 or 3 times a month. So that's the beauty of this business, dude, is I freaking, I'm mobile, bro.
You're working 24/7 pretty much?
Bro, this is my freaking desktop. This is my setup right here.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying?
So, let's not talk about the hate. I want to talk about the good stuff now. So, what does it take to build? You've obviously become successful in the last 3 years. You got a team. You guys are crushing it. You've been working under a guy who's worth 9 figures now. And what is it? Give the people some tips on what it takes to get to the level you're at.
Man, well, it depends on if you're talking about building a 9-figure company or if you're talking about.
Let's talk about specifically building a sales team. How do you build? How do you take it from you to 50 of you?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what. I think the number one most common leadership mistake is going after the alpha talent, going after the most talented people. Like our skill, like our secret to hiring great people is we look for the broken ones. Like if you look at our team, bro, our team is not like, we're not perfect. All of our top salespeople, the most promising salespeople usually never fucking make it. They just don't. It's always the guys who are a little bit twacked in the head, who have gone through some shit.
I like
that. Like, dude, and Andy says that, dude. He's like, dude, if you're gonna make it on this team, you got to be whacked the fuck out. You got to be crazy. But we look for broken people. We look for people that are coachable, that have a good heart, and that are driven as fuck. Because if you can do that, a good leader will take a guy like that and make him a savage. You see, like the average leaders, what everybody else is doing is they're like, let me find the most. I can't find killers. Everybody says that. They go, what we call it over here is this. Just like a salesperson has leashes on their brain. Like, you ever heard a salesperson say, I can't sell to people who make a lot of money? That's called a leash in their brain. They have a mindset leash. Well, leaders have leashes too. I call leadership leashes on their brain. They'll say things like this that are like limiting beliefs. They'll say, well, I just can't find the right people. That's a limiting belief. Because the reality is the right people are everywhere. The world lacks leadership more than anything else. So, like, do you know how many guys are out there? And you know how I know? Because for every hate comment I get 5 DMs from 16 to 25-year-olds saying, Brendan, keep posting, you're changing my life. So I know that those guys are out there and they're starving for a good leader, but there's a scarcity of it. So, like, what's rare is valuable, right? So being a leader right now is so valuable because it's so rare.
There's no more leaders. There's so many beta bitch everywhere, like everywhere. But in the industry we work in, and obviously you and the community that we all share, it seems like everyone's big on this personal development, which has been mostly what you just spoke about. Yeah. How do you guys specifically do personal development with your reps?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, bro, we always say it comes down to a couple things: good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. You ever heard that before?
Nope.
Dude, that's the shit right there. So you got to have, and I would say this, everybody's next level starts with higher levels of accountability. The reason our team is so savage is because every day you got to show up to an office where you're going to get called out if you're complacent. You're going to get called out if you're getting fat. You're going to get called out if your numbers are going down. So the standard gets so high, bro. Like, dude, it would be really hard to come work for Andy and not become a mid 6 to 7 figure a year earner. It'd be really hard.
What does the other end of that look like? Do you have people who bow out constantly, can't take the pressure?
Dude, we have people leave for 2 reasons. So number one is ego. Dude, I'm telling you, bro, egotistical people don't fucking make it here, bro. Because there's times when you remember how I said life is very simple. It's like a 1, 2, 3 game, but then you add humans with emotions and things like that.
Yep.
Like, you got a client you got to deliver for, but then you've got all these other departments that have to do their job as well. Sometimes people got things going on and then they drop the ball. And then a lot of people everybody makes mistakes, but egotistical people can't admit that when they're wrong, right? So what happens on our team, dude, is like, if someone makes a mistake, they're either going to own their shit or they're going to unplug and they're going to start shit talking the rest of the team. And then pretty soon they're going to get pushed out because no one's going to want to be around it. And like we have what we've built is very cool because we have leaders inside of the company. So like Andy's not just this guy who goes, everybody go and make phone calls. I'm a leader, and all of our top 5 to 10 salespeople are also leaders on the team. So if I walk out of here after this podcast and I catch a guy who comes up to me and goes, Brendan, I'm tired, I'll be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Get out of my face with this tired ass bullshit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, how about you go run a mile around the gym because you're 22 and you're not fucking tired? That's impossible. But yeah, dude, I mean, it just comes down to accountability, repetition. We train all the time. We make live calls with each other.
Let me ask you a question. So this is for my personal log here. We have reps out in the field all day, nonstop, all the time, all over the place. It's easy for them to lie about numbers. Obviously, we can see the results if they're making sales or not, but we don't know exactly how many doors they're hitting, all of that. We don't have that data tracked. What is your tool or thought on how to keep accountability when your reps all aren't under one building or all aren't in the office where you can see what they're doing every day?
Dude, that's a great question. I'll tell you what I think it would be. It would be a relationship. I think that if they know that you truly care about their success, they'll tell you the truth about their results. So one of the things I tell sales leaders when I start working with them is like, you need to be doing one-on-ones with your team at least like once a month, right? And the one-on-one needs to go like this. So Zach, my responsibility at getting back from the vault is like, we've got this big vision where we're going to go in 2025. I want to know what you want your role to be inside of your company. What mark do you want to leave on Plug PV in the next 6 to 12 months? Let's sit down. Let's pencil out your 90-day goals so that I can hold you accountable to hitting those goals. Because higher levels of accountability is how you reach your next level. Would you agree? Okay, cool. So let's talk about fitness, family, and business. What are your goals? How many accounts do you want to sell? Okay, now let's reverse engineer the goal. How many doors do you want to hit per day? How many sits do you have to have per day? Like, how much do you need to train to hit that build your skill set to get to that level? So what you do is you have that 90-day sit down, you write out the goal, and then next month when you go into your next one-on-one, or if you suspect that guy's a liar, that guy's lying about his numbers, or he has something going on, you call him up and you say, hey, Zach, look, I love you, bro, but we talked about this 90-day goal and I want you to hit that. So tell me what's going on. Like, I feel like you're probably not hitting as many doors, or just be honest with me, bro. Like, I'm here to help you win. You know what I mean? Let's figure out what the leak is. There's leaks and then there's opportunities, It's
so wild you say that, because that's almost exactly what I've implemented since coming home from the vault. Tracking KPIs, looking at people's numbers, and then saying, what's your, we're going to do the identity audit for everybody in the office, ask them what's your why, and then what's your goal for the next quarter. And then I can say, okay, that's your goal, reverse engineer, and then hold them accountable all along the way.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you,
you just said that. That must have been obviously your big takeaway from the vault.
Dude, I mean, leadership, like everything in life comes down to relationships, right? So like, you don't just have to have good business relationships with like partners and stuff like that. You got to have good relationships with your employees, bro. Like, they got to know you care. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest problem is most leaders, they want to figure out how to get out of the business as soon as possible. When the reality is, like, if you want to really grow a big company, you're going to be in the business. Remember how we talked about at the vault, the engine? Like, you're the motherfucking engine. So like, why are you trying to get out of a company? You see a guy like PBD, he's not slowing down, bro.
No shot.
And I'll tell you one more thing about leadership that I think is important is you got to have cast the vision, and the vision's got to be big enough for other people to fit theirs inside of it. Yeah. You're never going to attract a big dreamer or a stud if your vision is only like, if you only want to build a $10 million company. How is a guy who wants to make 9 or 8 figures a year going to work for you if you're only going to make 10 as a whole company? See, like,
great point.
Andy mind fucks us. He goes, guys, we're going to build the Elliott Group to $1 billion. You know what and you know what he says to us? He goes, what's your mark going to be? Ask yourself, what percentage of that revenue are you going to be doing? So I'm like, dude, I'm going to be doing at least 50 to 100 million of that. I know that for sure. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also becoming the leader, because all leadership starts with self-leadership. So if you're a level 7 person, you're not going to attract level 9 people, level 9 employees. If I'm a stud, I want to go work for somebody I'm always going to look to work from somebody who's more elite than me, who's got more moral authority than me. Like, I'm not going to listen to a guy who's fat tell me how to get in shape, nor am I going to listen to a broke guy tell me how to go make money, right? So if I see a guy, if you become that leader where you're fit, you've got your shit together, and you're just a fucking stud, dude, like, you're not going to have a problem with recruiting anymore or finding the right people. You see what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. I've been getting into consulting and coaching a lot lately too. We've obviously grown a successful solar business now. And my main thing that I've been talking to even our guys about is like, exactly what you just said. If you want to recruit 10s, you got to be a 10. You are never. I was just reading through the Sales Leadership Summit book. I went to Patrick David's Sales Leadership Summit, and he had a list of these 10 things. What's the most important thing in your business? And it was like culture, mission, vision, principles, your systems. Sales leader was all these different things, and you had to list them. And the number one most important thing for a sales organization is the leader. The business is never going to outgrow the leader. It's physically impossible. So it's huge, bro. It's huge. And I've been talking a lot since the Volt conference about mission and vision with our guys. And in order for the leader in order for your guys to get here, you got to be here.
Bro, the fastest way to change a company is to change the psychology of the leader.
I want to talk about the Volt real quick, just because I'm still so fucking fired up from it. I feel like I came home.
Fire.
I haven't stopped working for like one.
Look! I got a Tony line in my arm.
What is that? A little vein?
Tony's got this little striation thing going on right here. He's got this little tricep thing I'm trying to get.
You'll get it. Just keep working on it. Oh,
dude, that's why Elliott Army loves you, Tony. Is because you're fucking jacked, bro.
Yo, Zach's like way bigger than me. Zach's like 30 pounds heavier than me.
Hey, Zach's pretty.
I got the prison body. That's what Zach.
Yeah, you do.
I got no legs, all upper body, eating Snickers, whatever.
Hell yeah.
So look, real quick about the Volt. You guys had, how many guys did you have in CEO?
We had, I think, 15.
All your sales leaders were in CEO?
Yeah, all of our leadership. Yeah.
Incredible. What was your biggest takeaway this year?
Dude, fuck. That's a great question, man. I mean, I had a lot of them. You know what's funny? One of my biggest takeaways was I need more accountability, which probably sounds crazy for me to say that, but I want more accountability. Like, I want to run to pressure. You know what I mean? Because like, I like to think of myself as a good asset to the Elliott Group, right? So I'm not very reliant on Andy. Like, I help out with a lot of different development things and ideas and all new products and things like that, right? But I want to become so great that I take Andy's soul. So I want to find even more accountability. And I kind of realized that when I was going through, like, figuring out my running mates, my inner circle, things like that. You know, another big takeaway would be the number one question you got to ask yourself is, who do you want to be? That was a big one for me too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel like if you, like, once you learn how to answer that question, your whole life unlocks. When I was doing that personal identity audit, I got emotional writing that out because it gave me so much clarity on where I want to go.
You know what's crazy? That was your first Volt, right?
Dude, that was my first Volt, bro.
Your answers next year to your personal identity audit are going to be completely different.
Yeah, dude.
I'd be willing to bet. If you're experiencing growth, I believe that to be true. Because my answers last year and the year before, way different.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story real quick about what you just said. So it's crazy you said that because Patrick was talking about that at the Volt a lot. Obviously, that's what half of the Volt conference is about. And I had a meeting with a guy. What's today? Thursday. I had a meeting with a guy on Tuesday, and we were sitting down, and this guy is one of our lower level managers, and he wants to be a higher level manager. And about 3 weeks ago, we had a call, and I told him that you're not going to be a higher level manager with your current work ethic and where you are. Okay. And in the last 3 weeks, actually it was like 6 weeks ago, I'm lying. It was 6 weeks ago. And in the last 6 weeks, he's completely dropped the ball, hasn't sold anything, has been down in the gutter. So we hopped on a call 2 days ago, and he says to me, you know, when you told me I wasn't fit to be a manager yet, it really spun me down in a spiral. Like I've been lost. I haven't been able to sell. And so I was talking back and forth with him. I'm like, what does your week look like? What are your day? Tell me what you do. We're going back and forth. He ends up telling me that he goes out every Friday and Saturday night. And then I'm like, okay, that's a red flag, but let's keep going down this list. And I'm going to get to the point in a second here, but he drinks every Friday and Saturday night. Okay. Who are you drinking with every Friday and Saturday night? I'm drinking with my high school friends. Got it. Where are your high school friends in life? Well, they're not making the kind of money I'm making. They're less, blah, blah, blah. Right. And so I say to him, here's the thing. If you want to get to here, you need to understand that what it takes is not drinking every Friday and Saturday night and not hanging out with your high school friends. And that's if you want to be here. But if you're okay where you are right here as a lower level manager, stop trying to be here and just be okay with the fact that you're here. Not everybody is going to be a you or an I or a Brennan or whoever it is that we're comparing ourselves to, or an Andy. It's okay to be here. But the issue is you are telling yourself you want to be this guy, but you don't have the work ethic to get here. And so this distance right here, this is called oh my God, I just forgot the word. This is called depression. If you want to be here, but your work ethic is here, and all you do is compare yourself to these guys all the fucking time, you're depressed. So something like, listen, not everyone's going to be like us. So it's okay, but you got to know who you are. That's what the personal identity audit is all about. It's okay to be here, bro. Just admit it to yourself and then stay there, and you're cool.
Dude, that's fucking on point. I'll tell you, you want to know our competitive advantage over everybody else? So when I moved to work for Andy to Arizona, I moved 30 hours from my hometown. And I'll be honest with you, I have not kept in touch with anybody I grew up with and very few of my family members. That might sound like cold-hearted to some people, but I have to be around people that make me love myself more and like are on the same path as me, right? So, dude, like I don't have anybody around me who's talking about anything besides winning and becoming the most elite version of themselves. I really don't. So it's like, it's crazy because I actually just recruited a guy for my sales team here from my hometown, right? This will blow your damn mind. So before I got into car sales 5 years ago, I tried insurance sales door to door. I sold supplemental cancer and heart insurance, right? The guy that's coming to work for me today recruited me 5 years ago to go sell this cancer insurance with him. So I tried it for 6 months. I got a couple deals. I made a little bit of money, but I didn't see the vision yet of what sales could offer you, right? I didn't see myself ever being able to make the kind of money that would justify me, living that lifestyle. Well, at the time, I was making 20 grand a year. He was making about 200 grand a year 5 years ago. He comes out here for an event a couple months ago, and he's like, dude, this is insane. He's like, in the past 5 years, I've stayed around 200 grand. I've watched you go from making 20 grand a year to making 7 figures. And I see what you're doing with your life. And I just can't even believe it. And I said, dude, you know what it is? I burn the boats. I'm not around anybody who's distracted. And you're still with the same guys that were drinking, freaking doing drugs, hanging out every weekend. And I cut that shit out of my life, bro. I got a strategic advantage over you. And I'm going to bring that guy to the Elliott group, and I'm going to make him a 7-figure earner. I told him, I said, I'm going to make you a millionaire. You want to fire up your sales team? Whenever I hire somebody, I say, dude, you know what my goal is with you? My goal is to make you a fucking millionaire. I love being able to say that word because it gives people so much power. Because like everybody aspires to be a millionaire. And on the way to becoming one, they realize it's all about who you become in the process.
Yep.
So, but like, isn't that crazy to think about that? And you know what? You know what's even crazier? When I started selling cars, the guy who recruited me to sell cars was about 5 years older than me. So he was about 25. I was about 20. He was making like $250 a year. That guy's still making $250. I've quadrupled that. And he still to this day talks shit about self-development and doesn't believe in it. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't even know what to say to help you out, bro. Like at this point, it's like, it's crazy, man.
That is.
Guys lost.
It is. Speaking of self-development, did you buy your tickets for the Vault next year?
Dude, I'm going CEO, motherfucker.
Yeah, we bought a 5-pack.
I made fun of, so like going back to like you asked about my team, we brought 15 guys. I made fun of every motherfucker on our team that didn't go CEO. See, here's another misconception people have. People think that Andy bought our tickets CEO. He bought tickets to the event for a lot of the team and a lot of our community. What he didn't say is we bought CEO. He gave us the option. He said, guys, if you want to go CEO, you're buying your own shit. Because he wants to know who's committed to be in that room. So literally, like the day he said that, I called Aaron and I said, bro, run my card for 15 grand. Like, dude, I got to be in that room.
You want me to really test your gangster? Did you get your girl a ticket or no?
No, hell no. She was there half the time, bro. And she's
I got my wife a ticket.
You did?
Dang, son.
Well, I guess I'm
front and center right next to each other.
Well, I guess I'm bringing my motherfucking girlfriend next year.
Yeah, probably should, bro.
You, my friend, just made Valuetainment another 15K.
Yo, half of the vote this year was about marriage.
Yeah,
there was so much of it about your significant other. It was crazy how much.
Yo,
of it
you think
was about
that couple's still together?
Hell no.
I guarantee they're divorced, or one of them has been murdered.
Dude, that guy either divorced her or his balls live in her purse.
Oh, yeah. I would have killed her. I would have killed that woman right there.
Dude, oh my God. That was so bad. What the fuck? Dude,
That's nuts. She demasculated him in front of everyone.
One thing you never do if you're a woman is cut off your man's legs.
Oh my God. It was terrible. All men want is respect and
I see the pun you just did there, Brendan.
Yeah,
Cutting off legs. I see what you did.
Hey, I'm just kidding.
I see what you did there.
You know what? I said that, and then I was like, diversion coming soon.
That's funny.
What
do you got, Shawnee?
We're good? Okay.
Yeah, 47 minutes. And you got time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, I had another question, but our tech guy just walked in and I get so distracted. So let me see.
Come on, tech guy.
We got about 10 minutes left here.
Sweet, dude. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to freaking rip this damn computer off, throw it down the stairs.
Yo, that was so funny. When we first met, I used to say I want to punch you in the face every day because you were like, I just want to punch somebody in the face.
Well, I'll tell you the story behind that, just so people know. I think what happened was the first time I called you. Remember I called you, Tony? It was like 10 p.m. It was like 11 at night in Arizona.
Tell the story earlier. I was at the hotel at the Volt conference, and I walked back into my room, ready to pack it in. And then I get a call from you, and I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm taking this call. And then you're on the phone, and you're like, yo, what's up, bro? Andy just hit me up. He told me to call you. And I'm like, this guy's fucking amped up. Let's go.
No. I was a little bit low tone. I said, what's up, Tony? How you doing, man? It's Brendan. And I was like, how you doing? You're like, dude, I'm good. How are you? I said, so fired up. I'm ready to punch somebody in the damn face. What are you doing, my man?
Yes.
And then that's when that happened. So then when I saw you in Arizona, I was like, bro, how you feeling? You're like, ready to punch somebody in the fucking face. And I was like, dude, I love this guy.
That was our thing for weeks. We were saying that.
I remember that.
This is going to be way off topic, but I feel it's important to talk about. So you guys ever met anybody from Australia? There was 2 guys from Australia at the Vault.
Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo.
Yes, dude, Mojo was here yesterday, bro. And Mojo told me that you can, in Australia, they use the word cunt a lot. So all weekend long, me and him, anytime we'd see a valet driver, anytime I'd see him, I'd be like, what's up, mad cunt?
What's up, you mad cunt?
What's up, cunt?
You're asking me how to do an accent.
I got to hear it. If I hear it once, I could do an Australian accent. Let's see.
I don't know. I can't do no accents. I'm terrible at accents.
Oh, I think I saw a mad cunt right over there.
There you go.
Crocodile Dundee.
There you go.
So for anybody who's watching, this is my last leadership tip. I'm just kidding. But this is an Aussie slang tip. Mad cunt and sick cunt is a compliment, but dog cunt, don't say that.
Dog cunt?
Don't say that, Tony.
Oh, he's a dog cunt, isn't he?
Hey, only save that for people you especially hate. Hey, and I gotta say something real quick. I'm a little bit disappointed in you guys right now. I thought you guys were gonna ask me bankrupt, bubble bath, or business. I was ready for that.
All right, bankrupt, bubble bath, or business. Come up with it on the spot. Bankrupt, bubble bath, or business. We got to put Andy in there. Andy's in there. We got Patrick Bet-David in there, and we got
Wes. Who's that?
Wes Watson.
Oh, dude.
Wes Watson, Patrick Bet-David, and Andy Elliott. Who are you going into business with?
Yeah.
Who are you bankrupting, and then who are you taking a bubble bath with?
I want to respin.
No, none. You asked for it, and that's who you're getting.
All right, I'll go into. Damn, what does the bubble bath mean?
You just got to get in there with him, Yo,
I know, but do you
listen? Those guys are all rich. It's a big bubble bath. You're just chilling in the same bath, but you're 10 feet away. So it's not
baller busters. If they get a piece of this, they're gonna take my soul.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna hit the algorithm hard.
Bubble bath with Andy, business with PBD, bankrupt Wes.
Repeat that.
Bubble bath with Andy, business with PBD.
Yep.
Bankrupt Wes.
Okay.
And listen, I love Wes, but I just got back from the Vault and I see how savvy PBD is with business. So I gotta stack my deck.
And here's your saving grace. If you get into a bath with Andy, you could throw some ice in there. Now it's not so weird. You guys are just doing an ice bath.
Cold bath. No, ice bath. I cold plunge. I've already done that anyway. So
there you go. Who are you cold cold plunging with. That's what we could. That's what we could change it to. It's actually not a. That's a good idea. We're gonna do that in the future. Who are you cold plunging with? That's what
I came up with it. I'm always on my toes. All 5 of them.
All right, Tony, go ahead, hit him.
All right, listen, bro. You get one message to broadcast to the world. What are you saying to the world right now?
Oh, dude, I love that. I love that.
Quick and concise. Can't be a 5-minute answer. You got 3 minutes.
No, I love that. Stop doing what the world wants you to do and start doing what you want to do. How about this? Fuck everybody else. Do what makes you happy.
Okay. Shit. I like that one.
That's my only dude. I'll tell you this. So about a year and a half ago, I quadrupled my income. I literally unlocked. I used to like, think so low of myself. And overnight, it was like I had this paradigm shift. I woke up one day and I said, you know what, dude? I'm going to stop living for other people and I'm just going to start living for me. I'm just going to I'm just going to respect myself at a level no one can even imagine. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, my life's been fucking badass, bro. I feel like the reason most people don't make it is they never find self-worth. Because they look for it in other people instead of looking for it in themselves. So once I did that, it was like, bam, God threw me an alley-oop and I slammed that shit.
Come on, you can't dunk.
I can't.
You could dunk?
Yes, bro.
All right, I'll give you props. If you're dunking,
I'm getting offended that you're doubting my hoop skills that much, bro.
Brother.
We got to line it up.
God.
Line it up. 1v1.
All right, me and Brendan right here live at the end of this podcast.
Yep.
I'll bet you $5,000.
Whoa.
1-on-1, me and you. Game to 11.
Dude, are you serious?
Anytime you want.
Oh my God.
Do we have a deal?
When are we putting this together, bro?
I don't know. We gotta. That's stage.
Are we doing this? Are we doing this in Harlem?
We can do it in Harlem. We can go right to Dykeman.
No, but listen, no New York rules.
Coming to New York in December. So when you come up here, we're gonna shoot a part 2 of this. You're gonna get dunked down by my boy because I'm gonna stand like a fake bench on the floor. He can jump off my back. That's the only way he can do it.
I love it, dude. That's sick. Yeah, let's. Hey, start working on your B-Dub fund, your Brendan fund. Okay. So if you save $500 every 2 weeks, I think you'll have $5,000 by the time I get out there.
We got a deal. $5,000. Game to 11. Actually, we'll make it game to 15. Game to 15. 1-on-1. Winner takes the $5,000.
No New York rules though. We got to play structured NBA rules.
There we go. It's because he's from Phoenix.
Allowed?
He doesn't understand.
Well, I know your ass.
No blood, no foul.
You're gonna be like, bitch, and you're gonna be like, bro, that was light, bro.
Brandon, we haven't even.
At least
started.
you know now. Those are New York rules. If we're playing in New York, if we end up playing in Phoenix, we'll play Phoenix rules. If you come to New York, we end up playing in New York. We got to play New York rules. It's only right.
Nice, dude. I like it.
All right, Brendan, we appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing. You're fucking crushing it. It's always good talking to you.
Fuck the haters.
And if we don't see you in New York, I will see you at the next Volt conference, sir.
We're going to see you in December. I'm holding you to it. We got an Airbnb here waiting for you, too.
Bro, I'm a slide. You're going to see me there.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. You guys are awesome.
Later, Brendan.
Peace out, bro.
Later, brother.